Good morning, good morning. I hope I pronounced it correctly, Vung. But anyway, thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. It's actually Zibo. It's a funny way of saying it. I just work here. But thank you. Yeah, we're all doing our little bit and we're making it better and all. And old Zibo didn't sleep again last night. I see he posted the latest update in the development room at 2:43 a.m. What a way to go. I hope you get some rest today. But yeah, thank you. And good of you guys to follow and enjoy it with us. So I've just reloaded and I haven't said morning yet.
Good day, sir. Please start the ACARS.
Good day, Linda. I'm going to start the ACARS just now. So unlike yesterday, I didn't have time to really set up the aircraft and so I'm going to do most of everything now with you guys. So if you guys have questions or suggestions, things like that, you're welcome to talk with. Hello, Peter. Hello, Steve. Nice to see the guys come in force now. I've got Uncle John, Christer, Kevin, and George here on Discord as well. You guys are more than welcome to come and join us. Guys, just on that note, you don't have to speak with us if you are shy or something. If you just want to sit and listen, the only problem with doing something like that is obviously in Discord you get the words instantly, and then 8 or 10 seconds later you get it on the stream. So it's better to just mute the stream if you're going to sit in Discord. Okay, so just remember that. Good morning, Kent. Wow. Okay, so it's kind of early in the morning there. Well, nice of you to join us then. Let's quickly start this A course before we forget. Hello, Rain. Right, that's started. Let's start Iveo as well while we're at it. There's Iveo. Uncle John, why are you flying EasyJet Airbus? Hold on, hold on. Screenshot before you change it. Hold on. Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is. You you spawned on top of a static aircraft. In my scenery, there's a stupid static aircraft. Oops. Hello, incognito. Guys, I hope you don't mind. Today is just our Sunday funny day, so laugh with us if you can. We're not going to be too serious this morning. By the way, yeah, I've got F2 now, 17 F2. Apparently, Zibo fixed some more of the LNAV code. Um, it's concerning the prediction or the predicted turn to next waypoint. There's something he fixed in that. Not sure exactly if we're going to be able to see anything like that, but anyhow, it's there. It's part of the new code. So we're just going to fly this. Hello, Geo. Well, yeah, we're actually not doing a test flight per se. We're gonna, look out for bugs as we do. But I just figured, you know what, I've flown that route so many times, I might as well just have a variation on the theme a little bit today, this morning. So yeah, one of those things. Hello, Reggie. Bring your mic closer. There you go. Morning. And good morning, Kies. 418.
deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
Well, we can always go for a double letter as well. You know, we'll go 17AA1 again and AB1. I had a laugh. Yeri this morning, I woke up and he made a note here in the development room. He said, "No need to rush." To quote Jean-Luc Picard, plenty of letters left in the alphabet. It's funny. Yeah, we're all thinking the same. It's fine, Uncle John. Okay. They're probably doing the test flight, so we'll read their reports later. It's fine, we're gonna just play a bit. Alright, do we need ground power? No, we don't. My friend, to my left should be open. Oh, there, just to my right. So let's see what it's called. If there is any indication I can give you, I don't know. Oh, I'm on stand 2. So 3, yeah, 3, 4 is open. 3 and 4. So our initial climb, we are facing a north, south, east, west semicircular rule problem. So we're going to start off with evens. So we'll start with 36, and then we'll have to check when we go into the different airspace when we go to 37 if even. So we'll see what happens. Why is that thing picking up on that? Hold a second. Hold 1 second. If we can pick up on. There we go. Now let's see if we can do this. Move this one. Nope. Doesn't want to do that. Now we're stuck. Okay. This has never happened before. Too strange. But anyway, okay. So what I'm looking for is airport elevation 681. Oh, this is stupid. Let's move the whole thing then. Okay, that's better. Now I can see what I'm doing. Thank you, Peter. There you go. The guys on Discord, you are live on air now as well. So we're gonna make that 700. Oh no, man, come on. Alright, just for our reference, we can use the beacon. I don't see a VOR at the airport, but we do have a beacon there. So 402.5 it translates into 402. So we'll see if it works.
They're busy testing downstairs, Nico.
Ah, I thought so. That's perfect. We'll test it on the fly as we fly. Guys, keep your eyes open for any anomalies and stuff, you know, just keep your eyes peeled. We'll just use this flight for it.
Yeah, I would advise you to, Nico.
Did they find some issues already?
Well, I said to Mark I wouldn't say anything to you. Yes, they have found
Okay, no, that's cool.
an issue with the latest bit.
Okay, no problem.
But to explain it, it needs video of it.
Yeah, no worries. If we pick up on something, you know, maybe this is a good test if I don't fly the same route again, you know, so we'll see how it behaves on a different route and they do the...
Ground to flight deck, fuel
What's
is
his
all
name?
loaded up and you are good to go.
Oh, that's an issue. RNP. Oh, you know what? It's because I didn't do both IRSs. Oops.
At what stage are we, Nico?
Me, I'm busy programming my FMC.
I'm ready for push whenever you are, John.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
Me more or less.
I'll be another about 8 minutes, then I'm ready to go. But you guys are welcome to go.
Okay.
Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
Kent is saying good morning to you here on the stream in the text.
Apologies, sir. I'm just taxiing at the moment, but good morning to you. And that applies to everybody. Good morning.
It's like a butterfly coming out, emerging from its pupa from that EasyJet, John.
Well, glad to get rid of it, I tell you.
Yeah, Uncle John, I'm glad you could leave it behind. That would have caused a bit of unnecessary drag in there, you know.
You're not kidding. In fact, I have doubts whether I'd get off the ground.
Ah, for sure. You might end up at the pub early.
Although you might have 2 more engines.
Right, 5 minutes for alignment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the truck so long. Before we do that, let's just do the theater properly.
Ground Takeoff. So is driving up.
Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
We're set up for runway 12.
Yeah,
Great.
that's right.
Yeah.
Good morning, Antonio.
Why is John going the wrong way?
That's what made me ask.
Because he's an idiot.
Ah,
Okay. All right, now
oops.
hatches are closed. Brains
Look at that. Look at that. Donut. Pull that parking brake. So
Morning, Nico. Morning, everybody. Ciao.
Good
yeah,
morning.
nice of you to
Morning.
join us, Antonio.
Good morning.
Before start procedure.
Walk around completed. Before start procedure.
So, Nico, I guess F2 is just bug fixing.
Yeah. He added. He said prediction turn. In other words, he improved the LNAV code for predicting the turn to the next waypoint. Sorry, I'm translating quickly.
Okay,
there.
great.
Mm.
Before start procedure completed.
I'm just quickly filling in my automatic unicom, then I'm going to push. I'll check who is pushing and not pushing, and if I interfere, then I'll go.
What separation you want, Nico? 3 or 4 minutes?
3 minutes would be good. Who's ticks for, guys? That's Kevin. Kevin,
That's me, yeah.
are you ready to taxi? Must I wait for you? Can I push back?
I'm ready to taxi right now. I'll taxi past you and then you're free to push.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm taxiing now, Nico.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
And please don't wait for me. I was late anyway. Take me another 20-25 minutes.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Would that be Tix 010?
No, 28 is yes.
Okay, but there's Tix 10 here as well.
Yeah, we've
Yeah, I
got a
can see
couple
another
guys.
6, yeah.
Got a couple guys here.
Starting pushback.
Okay, you should be
I'll
clear
support
now,
taxi.
Nico.
Yeah, you may get out in front of me, Nico. No, I'll wait for you if you're coming out.
I'm pushing. Start number 2 engine. Krister is Tix 10.
Starting
Uncle
number
John, it's
2
Krister.
engine.
And he's not flying, is he?
Oh crap, my IRSs is not aligned yet. Oh, I've just made a big boo-boo. I'm gonna start the engines and I'm just gonna pull out to the side and just rerun the IRS alignment again. Damn it. Oh,
Krister is not flying.
Be careful, Nico. Kevin will start telling you off.
I know.
Yes, I know.
Bloody
get it right. Will you get
amateur
it right?
pilots. No,
25
bloody
and 2.
amateur pilots, you know, what do you call it?
I don't know why I fly with these people who don't know what the hell they're doing.
No, you're telling me, huh? You know what, I've put it to short, so it's going to be a 1 minute job. So I'm just going to push back into position.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine. And then just quickly run the alignment again. Damn it.
Starting number 1 engine.
Kevin, I remember my first time flying the Zibo too.
Yes, Ken, don't blame her.
I didn't realise you were so close, Kev. I'll line up and take off.
You can do, John, if you want, yeah. What we're doing, 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, please.
Okie dokie.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right, so we have 1 minute to wait. That's fine. Perfect.
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed.
Tow is disconnected and bypass screen has been removed.
Toga, Kev.
Signal on the right. See you next time.
Thank you, John.
Bueno.
Alright, these are pin, taxi lights. And we've got alignment. Everything is a-okay now. Whew. Guys, just always remember, what happens in the cockpit stays in the cockpit. We don't talk about this later over a beer.
Right.
Okay, I'm taxiing.
It lends itself to saving blushes.
Yes.
Nico, do you know if it's possible to share just part
Horizontal
of the
stabilizer
config
trimmer
file?
not set for
So,
takeoff.
for example, to share the visual and the options in the cockpit without sharing the hardware informations and so on. So it's possible for other to use the same configuration without changing the hardware configuration.
I'm not sure. I'm not a programmer really, so I don't know if you start dissecting things, you know, what's going to happen. I really don't know.
The only way you could do that is if you go in and edit it with a text editor, take out the lines you don't want to share, and then they can overwrite what you want them to share.
Yeah, but that also means that the guy on the other side will have to have the same skill set to know which bits and pieces to add and remove.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
It's
about.
just copy and paste, but still, that's the only way you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking that maybe I will try. Maybe it will add the missing config lines using the default one. I don't know. I'm just thinking if it, maybe.
Why don't you just make one with what settings he wants and the settings you want him to have, and then send him that?
Yeah.
And then it's done.
Yeah. I was thinking about putting the config files in Google Drive shared folder for everybody to use, because during the world tour I tried to configure exactly as the operator I was using, using videos and pictures on internet. Then maybe somebody is interested to do the same, to use them. But if I share my config file, then I share also all my configuration for hardware and so on, so it's not worthwhile probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm lining up, Reggie.
Yeah, I thought you was going. I'm right behind you.
Almost lost the plot there. The terrain here in my scenery is very uneven. I mean, I'm struggling to steer straight because it's like the echo's leaning a bit to the left, and then sometimes it's a little bit to the right, and then weird things happen. It's weird, and there's a little dip in the downhill as well. Wow.
There's Toga Red.
Okay, roger that.
Always blaming the airplane, aren't you?
No, not the airplane, the terrain. Yes, this terrain mesh that you get with the scenery, I suppose it's more real than not, but it must be a fun thing to fly here in the real world if it's like this. Yeah.
And you probably want us to believe you didn't just come from the pub.
Kev,
Yes, John?
after takeoff and you've done the left-hand turn, there's a weird shape. So I've gone direct to BISKA.
Okay.
Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure completed.
Christer,
I think Krista must be in a helicopter, but it's showing up as the 737.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But he's got two connections to Iveo. He's got the 737 standing there on the one side of the airport, and then he's got the one flying around. So the question is, how on earth did... Oh, I see what's happened. He's got TIX 10 and TIX 010. Both are connected at the same time. Christer, you must check.
No, they're not. They're ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah. I just disconnected.
Okay. Just don't want you to get in trouble.
Never. I'm already in trouble. I'm banned.
Oh, yeah, Uncle John was nasty.
Yeah, Uncle Jan has banned me, so I'm already in trouble. I can't make any predictions anymore.
No, you're on a 7-day ban.
Okay.
Well, you shouldn't let me win that much.
Yeah, tell him he must also guess and guess better.
Yeah.
That 7-day ban starts in 6 days, by the way.
Yeah, right. Funny. No, I can't just get my Iveo client to predict an helicopter. So that's my problem. I have to look into it.
Good morning,
Stabilize.
Gary, and thank you, Gary.
Flaps 5 set.
Toga for me.
All right.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
$1019, Steve. What's the problem with 1019? Let's go and check Active Sky. Let's see.
gentlemen. I'll say good morning.
Hello, hello, Carl.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Noel?
Morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Uncle John, look at that. I haven't seen him in a while.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, you know, fair to partly cloudy. Bob's your uncle and all that.
Excellent.
I don't think she's ever done the flaps, to be honest, Gary. That is pilot flying's problem, so it was me, unfortunately, this time.
Jens, how about now? Am I a helicopter right now?
I'll have to find you first. I see the Dix 10 and Dix 010, so once you move and I get maybe closer, I can zoom in, you know.
Okay.
Ryan.
Approaching. One,
I'll show you
two.
just now, Ryan. Good morning and welcome, eh? Welcome. I'm glad you found us. Christer, when I go into position, yeah, I'll hold and just check what I can see on your side.
On runway. 1, 2.
No rush. No rush.
Yes, you are now, looks like a Eurocopter.
A Eurocopter?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
No worries. Okay, so, Ryan, what you do is you have to grab the little release there, and then you basically use drag and drop with a mouse, and you simply just move the tablet where you want it to be. It's kind of on a track. You can't pull it too far or move it too far, so it's got a limit as to where you can do. But if you just move the mouse left and right, you can change the position. Right. Toga, almost Toga.
On runway. 1, 2. On
there.
runway. 1, 2.
Stabilized.
Toga. There we go.
I'm taking a 321 Neo from Frankfurt over to Berlin.
Aha.
Takeoff thrust set. $80 knots. Throttle hold.
Knowing how the crowds are, I just deliberately took a 2-minute delay just to fuck with them, you know. They hate that.
V1. Rotate. Approaching transition. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Come on, eh?
Runway turn off, lights off. Flaps 1 set. Flaps up. And set.
Yeah, Steve, it's not wrong. What I told you is correct. There was a time when in our test flights we had to do that and go through all those different things. I just don't use it to that level, really, I suppose. But you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong there.
Transition altitude.
Before start procedure.
That's an interesting little hook. Look at the chart, it's supposed to be that arc and then go straight, but it's drawing it kind of silly. I'm just going to leave it, let's see how it flies it. It is, eh? Ah, straightened out. Look that. Look. Perfect. So it's just the draw code, that's all. See if it follows it. Ryan, I use Active Sky for explain. Look at that, we're on the right radial, or track at least. If you look at the track there, it says 014, and we were on 014, now we're on 015, so it's compensating, but I mean, that's almost perfect. Can't fault that, it just looks funny. Okay, I use Active Sky just because I'm used to it. I've used Active Sky since the moment it was born, you know, way back years and years and years. I can't remember if it was FS9 or FSX, you know, and I've just carried it through on all the simulators. I've got it on P3D, I've got it on X-Plane. I just prefer it. It's more configurable than some of the others. I've never invested in X-Enviro, so I can't even comment on that. But it is just my personal preference.
That magenta line there, sorry Nico, that magenta line that you've got there is obviously being drawn differently in that version you're running now, because it wasn't like that in mine.
Yes, yeah, could be. But it is still an anomaly. So just a reminder, guys, the whole point of 17 is to rewrite the C++ code, change it from XLUA for the ND, the magenta line, and everything related to the ND and touching on the FMC related to LNAV. This is a massive upgrade, and it started with just wanting to fix the magenta line in C++, and then there was issues where XLUA didn't want to talk to C++, and you know, this and that and the other, and here we are. So that obviously I'll share the screenshot with Zibo and I'll explain to him what happened, and he's obviously welcome to watch the video, and you know, he can fix it again.
Just to confirm, you're taking 1-4 at the other end, are you?
3-2
no, 3-2.
Okay, I'll change that one.
Okay, Christer, stay well. Okay. Ryan, the best I can tell you is to make a backup copy or move that version of Zibo out completely out of your X-Plane. Make sure you don't have ghost copies lying somewhere or something influencing it. Reinstall from version 49 full, then add 16. It must be there. I mean, it's hard-coded into the system. It just says to me that there was an installation problem somewhere there. So just start 49 full and then fix 16. Should, you know, fix everything else. And the train is forming nicely, so there's Uncle John leading the pack already again.
for taking you all home.
Yeah, there's
That,
Kevin.
that race car.
Yeah. There's Reggie, I think. Yeah. That's me. And that's Kiss. Ah, very nice, guys. Very nice.
Yeah, looks good.
On my way to the runway, guys, finally.
Awesome.
Enjoy your flight.
Ah, the weather is nice over here.
Very nice.
I'm starving. A pie and a beer,
You're
maybe.
still hanging in there, George?
Yep, I'm making progress. I've broken it enough to start fixing it now.
Okay.
Okay, Peter, stay well. Thanks for watching a bit. Yeah, Gary, he went direct to because of that little squiggly thing that I had here on my screen. He didn't, want to take a chance on flying that little hook, so he just went direct. He actually told us a bit earlier that he did that.
He's in a hurry to get the pies and the coffees in there, Gary.
Kev?
Yes, John.
I do apologise. Can I borrow your credit card again this morning?
Oh, I thought you've always got it in your pocket anyway.
That was me, sir.
We've got about an hour and 20 minutes left.
I land at 0922 Zulu. If you're in the UK, that's 1022.
You know what? I don't want to be funny, but I always double check myself because I don't know why I have dyslexia just because of these two specific IKOs, but I tend to change them around as well. It's just, it's one of those things. No, don't be sorry. It's one of those things. Even I do it. I've got to really pay attention when I do a flight to any one of them, so I don't transpose those letters. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you watching. Yeah, you see, it's just, if you think about it too quick or just act too quickly on it, it's easy to just transpose them. Ryan, she's payware. You have to buy her from the Orc store. And after you buy her, you need to go to the Jar Design forum and get the latest version, because Jar Design does not update their stuff on the Orc store. So she's gonna be old, but you can get her from the store. I've got you on TCAS, Reggie.
Yeah, it's pretty good spacing. I've got to leave in a second. I'm just going to check that it's all okay. Was that 30 miles, roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks perfect. So, okay. I'll be back in a sec. And we'll have to be away for a few minutes. But
Nico? Could you follow the magenta line on that sheet?
Yes.
Okay, just curious.
Just remember, my version is different to your version, so I'm not sure what your one will do.
Mine tried to follow it, but it couldn't follow it exactly. Corners were too sharp, if I may say so.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce the first word, but Mr. Gaming, welcome. Well, another hour and a half to go approximately.
Yeah, nice flight this.
Yeah, good idea, Nico. Time to grab us a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, for me, I've got to go into the other world, so I'll be 20 minutes or so. Everything looks okay, so I'll catch you shortly.
100%.
Catch you shortly, Reg.
Bye, Reggie. See you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, another small little bug. Look at that, it's dancing all over. Yes, please, Steve, go ahead, anytime. Good morning, Scotsman. Nice to see you.
Sorry. I slept well today.
Yeah. Uncle John.
Yeah,
I see Sasso is busy doing a test flight there as well now.
Bless him.
Yeah.
He did say yesterday he wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's doing the flight that
Yeah, that Glasgow
Mr.
one.
Max, yeah, Mr. Max been doing into Glasgow.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, how it works, Steve, is this. In the Iveo client, let me bring that on screen. In the Iveo client, when you make your connection, I'm going to disconnect quickly. When you make your connection, you see there you have a call sign. Now that call sign in that field needs to be the same one that you have over here when you actually do your flight planning, the filing of the flight basically. Okay, so that should be TIX 001 and that must be TIX 001. Now what happens is the VA, we discerned quite early on that it was growing rapidly and we didn't want to limit the VA to 999 pilots. So Mako added another placeholder. So what happens is the VA will export the file and the information as that. So there's one extra zero. If you leave that one extra zero, it's obviously, where's that thing? It's a mismatch with that one. So you either have to add a zero here, which will be a tongue twister, okay, which is why I take it out, or you have to go and delete that one. The point being that that bit of information and that bit of information need to be exactly the same. And for me, it comes down to removing the 0 here from my way. That's all it is. They just have to match.
Morning, morning.
Hello, hello. How are you, Gary?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I couldn't come on sooner. They were all in bed. They're all up now. Wrecking me head already.
Shame, man. No problem.
Gary, how many Maxes have we got now?
We have about 10 at the moment.
I saw one
and
was
first was Max.
Sorry, Gary. I saw one leaving Renton yesterday. Or was it the day before? I can't even remember now. Another new one.
Yeah, did you see the Buzz one, the one that's painted in the Buzz yellow?
Okay.
I'll send you a picture. Hold on.
Thank you.
I think it's the prettiest looking one.
Cool. Saso's been raving about flying the 8200. He can't get enough of that. He loves it.
He's in his element.
Yeah, done its test flight yesterday. I think the livery looks the best out of them all, actually.
Sounds like a project.
Pictures in the Skymatix chat there.
Ah. That's very nice.
That is pretty cool, Gary.
Where does this come from, this buzz thing? Where does it come from? What's the significance to the company?
Okay, so we have 4 AOCs at the moment. We have the Ryanair standard ones these are all familiar with. They now have Maxes at the minute. Then we have the Malta Air, which have the 737s, and now they have the Maxes. We have the Buzz, which is another subsidiary, that's the Polish AOC. They've got the 737s, and now they've got the Maxes in the Buzz livery. And we Lauda Europe, which is the Airbuses in the Lauda livery. No plans for anything, yeah.
Okay. May I share this on screen quickly or not, this picture?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Gary, below the yellow line, is that white or is that gray?
At the bottom of the fuselage. It looks like just a shadow there, so it's probably just white.
Yeah, no, it should be white. I think there is a yellow line running across it, just where the shadow starts, I think.
Yeah, how coincidental is that? Oh, that's cool.
You can tell it's a Max by looking at the tail cone.
I think in Ryanair they started training pilots for the Maxes, so I think they order it or they will get some.
Yeah, they've got a couple now. That's exactly what we're talking about. Saso's flown it quite a few times.
So I'm flying to Reggio Calabria, Lima, India, Charlie Romeo, because I uploaded a scenery on the gateway with the approach lights for the circle to land runway 33. It's quite famous in Italy. You need a license to do that, so I will ask Sasa to fly it if he has some time and tell me what he thinks about.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure Sasa done a stream with us before for that approach into that airport, because that's his home airport.
Yeah.
He did do, yeah.
If he flew for Alitalia, for sure, 100%, because they do the training during the training of the pilots. And otherwise, I don't know, Ryanair flies there, many others.
No, he hasn't done it in real life. He's only done it on the film.
Sim.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, with us. Like he said, it's his home airport where he grew up, so it's got a special place for him.
Yeah, okay. So in the standard scenery there are no lights, and I added them. Probably there's something I payware probably with the lights.
Not sure, eh?
I think we downloaded something off the forum which has the lights.
Yes.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Just check on the forum, just search for it. There must be
something.
Actually, speaking of that, I'm just going to pop down and say hello. I'll be right back.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting up for the descent already.
We got a convoy.
Yeah, the train's looking nice this morning.
Issue solved, Uncle John. Uncle John, you know that issue I was working on?
Yes, sir.
Solved.
Again.
And I learned how to tint glass in the process.
Brilliant.
So if you need your windows tinted, you know where to go.
I'll put my order in.
Hello Bjorn, morning. So that guy is not part of our crew. He's on his way to La Palma. Oh, sorry, what's it? LPMA? What's LPMA again? I think I might have mentioned it wrong now. LPMA somewhere here in the...
Madeira, I think.
Yes, that's true. I've just traced it. Yes, that's true. Thank you. Right, you know what I did not check is if we are eligible to climb already. Let's have a look, see. Which waypoint are we supposed to climb? 36, 36, 36. 37. Medhurst. Suppose that's mid. Yes, that's mid. That's the one. Okay, alright. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Let's do it this way. Try it this way. That's better. Okay, well, I've just found that thing. Let me show you. So that's Midhurst over there. So that's already in the English airspace. That's where it wants us to climb to 370. I'm sitting here thinking and wondering by myself, what's the point? I mean, you're literally going to climb and not very soon thereafter, maybe 2 or 3 waypoints, you're going to start descending again. It's kind of stupid. So what I'm thinking is, if you want to climb, you better climb somewhere here already. When the moment you have the airspace either in front of you or entered the airspace, it's silly not to. Yeah, you see, at that point, there's the airspace line. So the moment you go into British airspace, you either climb or you leave it. There's no point in only climbing over there. So we'll climb there where we go into the airspace. Lugas.
I've just screwed up.
Oops.
What are you doing?
Tried to do a crossfeed and I've killed number 2 engine.
Why would you be doing a crossfeed?
Because I had my tanks were needed balancing up.
Well, that should propagate through the moment we go to the altitude intervention anyway, so I'm just messing around now. Okay, so we need to keep our eye on this.
Does it still give you a top of descent, Nico?
It should. Yeah, still there. But the TD is jumping around. There's something wrong with this calculation in this model. It doesn't give me a fixed route length. It jumps. It changes the distance for some reason. So there's some instability in the code.
Yeah. I can see you're slowing up a lot there, John.
I'm trying desperately to start this engine back up.
You're going to have to descend to below 240, or you're going to have to do a nosedive and windmill at above 300 knots, Uncle John.
Okay.
Nico, this is just another one of his tricks to get out of the pies and coffee.
Kevin, you won't believe it. I was just thinking the same thing. By the way, how are you guys down there in the Cape? Are you okay there? Everything still cool?
Yeah, everything's still cool down here. A nice sunny day today, although the temperature did drop last week and we had a pretty cold week.
We've got like 1 day hot, 1 day cold, 2 days hot, 2 days cold. Then it gets messed up. 1 day cold, 2 days hot, 2 days cold, 1 day hot. You know, it's unpredictable.
Yeah, it's very similar down here at the minute, which is where to be expected because we're coming up to spring day, aren't we?
Yeah. The funny thing is we've had 3 rain showers already. Yeah, 5 a.m. in the morning. It rains like crazy. 3 times already.
Sure.
Hey, Quintus.
En jy cool, lekker?
Lekker, jy?
No, all good. All good. Setting up at Dublin for Leeds. Now that you're talking about the rain, I really miss the thunderstorms in Highveld, man.
Oh yeah.
You just don't get them in Barnsley. You get some, but not
the same.
You get lots of rain in Barnsley.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll try and get back to you. I've had problems.
Don't worry, John, I'll take the lead and get the pies and coffees.
Oh, you've sussed me out.
Strawberry today, please, kid.
Strawberry? Oh, okay.
I want the biltong flavored donut.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Kevin. My wife came in here this morning, just after the stream started. She said to me, "Can I please get some biltong today?" She asked so nicely, I had to say yes.
Yeah, it's expensive now, biltong though.
Oh, it's crazy. Quintus, while you're here, it has taken me, since the last time you and I spoke, until yesterday afternoon to get a response from Microsoft. and the one guy's just passing the buck to the other guy. The last guy that I've spoken to, Ibrahim, said that we must use PowerShell to write a script to kill those recycle bin items. Can you believe that? Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. But if you want help with that, I can help you through the PowerShell. It's a bit daunting in the beginning, but once you've done a few of them, it becomes second nature.
Yeah, I know, that's cool. He said we must set up an appointment for this coming week, and then he'll help me. So let's see what he does, and then I'll come back to you.
No problem at all.
The funny thing about it is, it doesn't seem as if everybody's speaking the same English. Like I said, the buck got passed between so many different people. They don't understand emptying the recycle bin. They don't get it. They don't know what I mean. And I had to send them screenshots. You know, that's when the penny dropped. So I don't know what kind of English they speak, but I mean, any idiot that I know on my side, if you tell him it's about the recycle bin, you want to empty the recycle bin, you know, everybody knows what you're talking about.
They speak pidgin English, Nico, that's the deal.
Sorry, Carl?
They speak pidgin English, that's probably the deal.
Probably, yeah. It's weird, man, it's weird. Quintus Carl here used to work for Microsoft, so he's got some insider information. But yeah, the fact is, it's strange. The kind of people that we have to deal with being in Africa and this EMEA countries, it's strange, some of these guys.
I can only imagine.
I guess strange people is everywhere.
Yeah, that's also true.
All the technical expertise and technology wealth tends to export itself out of the region.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Steve says we must try the word trash can instead of recycle bin. Maybe that will help, you know? It's like dinner versus supper.
For Mac, and for Mac users, that's what they call it.
This is real cool what I did there in the legs page. Look, I put it up to 370. It actually tells me that's where the climb needs to happen. So what I want to do is just take the data away. So even if you take the data away, it still tells you, see, you're on the same altitude, so there's no difference. There it actually tells you now to climb to 370. So that's a cheap trick to remind you you've got a step climb coming. And if you add the data button, it actually tells you the time, 8:52 Zulu. You can actually keep an eye on it. So we're looking at about 7 minutes. We need to start climbing. Before we forget, let's just up that a bit. Candy flavored grapes. Uncle John? Oh, I think he's angry now.
Yeah.
He's peed off.
Understatement.
I bet. Steve, that's 100% true. The idea is to increase it. Yeah, let me do it now. Before I catch myself, like you say, right? So we're going to increase it, and then when we are ready, we're simply going to press the altitude intervent button, and then it will do what it needs to do automatically. It will go through the FMC and propagate the new levels and everything associated. So we're literally just going to press the button when we're ready.
I'll talk you through later, Nico, what I did and find out what I did wrong.
Yeah, I don't have a real discrepancy here, but we can create one quickly just for educational purposes. So if you guys don't mind, let me show you. I mean, if you look at my screen, Uncle John, I'll show you. The first thing that you need to do is you need to put the crossfeed on so that the pumps will actually feed the fuel to the engines that you're going to shut the fuel pumps off with. So what you will do is you'll look at the screen. See, I'm actually in balance, so I'm going to create an imbalance now, and then we'll undo it. So what you do after you get your dim light and you know the crossfeed is open, then you switch the fuel pressure, the fuel pumps off. Right, so what you then do is you now need to, we'll let it run down about 20 kilograms. Alright, so you'll see it's gone 10 kilograms past already, and we'll wait for another one. There we go, there's 20 kilograms difference. So now we're going to switch them on again, and we're going to disable the crossfeed. Okay, so that's doing it the one way, but now we've got a mismatch. Okay, it's not a big one, it's now only 10. Anyway, we're going to get it as close as possible. So that one has got more fuel, so it means that we want to switch the pumps on the other side off this time. So we put on the crossfeed, wait until it goes on and the light dims, and then we simply close the fuel pumps over there, and now we wait until it's reasonably, you see it's so close it's almost useless, but you get the idea. So what you need to do is then switch them back on and then undo the crossfeed. So that in a nutshell is how you do the cross feed of the fuel, and then you have them nice in balance, or closer in balance at least. The big trick is just always have the crossfeed open before you switch any of the fuel pumps off. That's the big trick.
Yeah, that's where I went wrong. I did it the wrong way round.
Yeah. See, now the Zibo mod actually supports the windmilling. If you actually switch off the engine and you are high enough, you need to take a nosedive. The moment you go over 300 knots indicated airspeed, you can windmill them, start them as usual. Flick your switch, watch the ignition happen, and add the fuel when you get to 25 N2, sorry.
If you need a windmill, it's very important you don't let your airspeed decay, because if you go into what's called core lock, you will not get it started.
Exactly. Or the alternate would be go below 24,000 feet, start your APU, and then just do it as normal anyway, as well again. But you need to get lower, can't do it up here.
I feel like a naughty boy and I'm standing in the corner.
Don't worry, Uncle John. I'll buy you an extra ice cream with breakfast today, with a waffle maybe, waffle and ice cream.
Well, Kevin will, because he's got the card.
Okay.
All right, yeah, all right.
All right, guys. So over here you can see we're now going towards Lugas, and that's 370. So what we are going to do is just double check everything. That is 370. That is 370. And just for the show, let's press the button here instead of on my joystick so you can see what I do. So that's altitude intervention, and all you do is you press it. You see N1 lights up. You get your increase in thrust, and there you see it start to climb, and it will go to 370 now. So if you go there on the FMC, you can see it's put 370 as the new cruise altitude, and it should then calculate top of descent and everything thereafter based upon the new data. the new top of descent should kick in at some point in time. It's busy recalculating. But there's something definitely wrong with this calculation today in this version.
That's a good little exercise though, Nico, for fault finding, because I bet you haven't tried that in the Dublin to Glasgow route.
Exactly, exactly. No, that's, you're too low there, you can't go above 25 there.
Kevin, good news.
What's the good news?
Linda had my credit card, so I've ordered the pie and chips and the coffees.
Excellent.
Oh. My credit card just sighed a sigh of relief.
Uncle John, when did you change your name to Kevin?
Kevin. Listen. You know, he's now bragging about buying all of this. Watch, it's all small portions.
Yes, it will be.
We're gonna get there hungry.
Half cups.
Yeah, we're gonna get there hungry, and then we're gonna sit and look at each other.
It'll be one pie between 6 of us.
Shame. Uncle John.
I'm saying nothing.
I just want to tell everybody on stream, I've known Uncle John for a long time. We physically met. He stayed in my house. We have such a good relationship, and what I've just said is the furthest from the truth. You have no idea how generous this man is in the real world. He's like my second father in all truth and honesty. He's just a great guy. So don't take anything serious when we jest like that.
Stop it, I'm blushing.
Nico, remember that story about when I was in trouble and he donated me his liver? I appreciate that.
I have tears in my eyes, guys. Stop, please.
Barry. Sorry?
Sorry, Nico. I was just going to say to Barry there, just to make sure he checks his speeds while he's doing the teardrop.
Yeah, that's basically it. You need to have the right speeds. But I tell you what, I love teardrops, and I love the Cook Sister turns when they've got all twists and turns in them and all kinds of funny things. I just love doing things like that. The funny thing is, in the real world, even if it's the published procedure, you always get vectors. You hardly ever fly that teardrop, so it's really nice in the sim to play with it.
And the Zibo always handles them very well, I must admit.
I don't want to be funny, but it looks like this thing is... Oh no, just as I wanted to say it's stabilized, it doesn't look... Damn it! I wonder what is doing that. Which portion of the legs in here is doing that. Right, so before I forget, let's go back down. I think it was 3,000 where we needed to be. I'll double check just now. Charts.
That's correct, 3,000.
Thank you so much. Hey Amar, good morning.
Thank you, Amar, for calling us the dream team.
Well, Nightmare Team didn't have the same ring to it now, does it?
No.
Maybe he means that we're all half asleep.
Oh goodness, look at that bleed over there, rack. That's not nice. Ha, blanks are folding.
For anybody that hasn't come into Leeds, Bradford before, you're coming in downhill. Suggest you have a brake 3 and be ready to stand on your brakes.
And watch out for crosswinds sometimes, because that's why it was built for crosswind training. So we'll see what happens when we get there.
We will.
That's actually why I chose this airport, is to give a bit of a challenge for the guys. It's no good you only practice on perfect runways. You need to have a bit of a bouncy bounce, and you need to have a bit of wind, and you know, it makes it interesting. So currently we've got a 4 knot headwind and a 5 knot crosswind waiting for us.
It'll be nice.
Uncle John said I could use a bit of a bouncy bounce and a bit of all right, yeah?
Of course, of course.
A bit of a who's your father?
Who's your daddy?
As long as she doesn't belong to me.
Okay.
Cheeky little bird, eh?
Oh, behave.
It's a Dick Van Dyke impression.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's the terrible cockney he did. That was just an embarrassment, I think.
It did make him super famous, though.
Yeah, no one's forgotten it.
It's slightly better than Mel Gibson's wannabe Scottish.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some bad ones out there.
I'm Braveheart, so I talk like this. William, if I go with you, do I get to kill the English? Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what's
Excuse me, what's your language?
We're live.
I mean, can you seriously believe that people actually thought that he had a Scottish accent?
I didn't know any better. I was too young.
And I'm Dutch. I don't know those accents anyway.
What's funny is I actually went to like the Tower of London a few years after that movie came out. And you had all these people there, you know, tell me where, you know, this happened, that happened, and they all talk about William Wallace, and they're like, are you talking about the movie again? You're gonna see the yeoman warders there just kind of cringe every time someone brings up the movie. They're all like,
he was a rebel and a traitor, and he's dead.
Nico, which runway are you using for arrival?
3-2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm 104 nauticals from top of descent.
I've got 60.
Yeah, I'm 80, so close up a little bit, Nico.
Yeah,
okay.
cool. Welcome back, Reggie.
Yeah, I've been here a little while. Shame we lost John, really.
You know, I gotta say, if I can't fly the Zibo, that the Tolus is about the next best thing you can get.
Yeah, I just don't fly all these other aircraft that much. But I want to tell you something. After updating the flight factor and modding the tablet and that other mod that we got, which name I can't even remember, all the mods that I've put in there, it's kind of made it fun to fly again.
Yeah, they have some pretty good ones. I recall not too long ago that the notion of putting a mod in kind of like, you know, because some of them would absolutely, you know, just do god-awful things, crash the desktop, this wouldn't work, that wouldn't work, but now it's not too bad. Some of these guys actually really have their stuff together. Uncle John, do you fly any other aircraft other than the 7-3?
Sorry, sir, I missed that.
Do you fly any other jets other than the 7-3?
Negative, sir.
Oh no, he sold on Zibo.
I occasionally fly the Robin. I want to do VFR.
Yeah, we haven't done any VFR group flights in a long time.
That's the one thing that
we need to get back to them, I think.
You know, that's about all Flight Sim 2020 is good for.
Yeah, VFR stuff. Steve, you're right. They've released some updated pictures and stuff. So they said they're updating it. It's about time.
It'll be interesting the more development they get down in some real aircraft, what happens with 2020, because you know, right now, like I say, it's just rubbish with any kind of tube liner or IFR work for any significant performance aircraft.
Yeah, well, we need to wait and see what BMDG does with the new NG, and we'll get a feel for it.
I mean, you can kind of do some bastardized work with IFR single engine or even the light twins, but any of the jets, I have issues with trying to do any realistic IFR stuff.
Takeoff was uneventful today.
East London City. Dome. No wonder we're getting crappy frame rates here. We're in a very high density area.
Yeah.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
That's Orbix you're using, Nico, above
Yes.
the UK.
Yes, yes, yes. There's top of descent. It's like a 6-mile difference in the track. Longer and shorter, longer and shorter. Oh, freaking time.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at my screen, look at where the TD jumps and look at the time and distance to go. See there, it changes the whole time.
Wow.
This is the latest test model of the Zibo, the F2 for 17. And I don't know what Zibo changed in the code, but this is new. This is definitely a new bug.
Yeah, I never saw that before.
So what he said, Cole, what he said was he improved the LNF code for predicting or prediction turn to next waypoint. So I don't see that he worked. He didn't mention he worked on the Vina, but that could obviously be an LNAV bug, because if it increases the track, it changes the time and distance. If it decreases the track, it changes the time and distance. So I think this is part of what he did. It's got nothing to do with VNAV. I apologize. This is something with his new LNAV code.
Have you time stamped it for him, Nico?
No, I'll do afterwards, Uncle John.
Did you say you had top of descent, Nico?
Not yet, no. I'm still 60, 65, 60, 60, 65. I don't know, it doesn't make sense.
No, that's okay. I went up to 37,000. So
I see.
Yeah, I just wondered if I'd done something wrong. But so fine, yeah.
Steve, I agree, yeah. I had an interesting experience with the 777. One of my acquaintances asked me to buy the 777, and he gave me all the instructions. I had to buy everything, and then he said he'll, repay me. And he never came around, so I ended up with all the 777 add-ons for the 777 from PMDG for P3D. I never intended to buy it for myself, but that's the way I got him. He never brought the money, so he never got the product. I've flown the Johannesburg Heathrow flight twice with that one. That's the only long hauls I've ever done, and I just do the same kind of flights like this with the 777. It's such an overkill using that jet for a short flight like this, but I don't have an affinity for letting it run overnight and just landing it in the morning kind of a thing, It's not my idea of flying, and I know a lot of guys who love it, they get up and go to bed, sleep it off, next morning before school or work, quickly land the thing. I don't know, that doesn't work for me so nicely.
Yeah, I did it like 25 years ago.
Gents, just a small point, and it's worth mentioning. The one thing we don't have on Discord is swear words of any description. So if you could appreciate that, we would all appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool, Uncle John.
Okay, just started descent.
Well, you've got a welcoming committee here anyway.
Are you waiting there at the airport, John?
It's strange you say that, Kevin. Yes, I am. On account I've just had to pay a damn big bill.
Good man.
You stayed at 360, did you, Kevin?
At 340, yeah.
340.
Uncle John, at this airport, your money is no good, sir.
Oh, in which case it'll have to be Kevin then.
No, yeah, I'm going to say, really, it's no good. We need another form of payment, please.
Linda must have maxed the card out again.
She'll do that buying shovels for all those cats.
I'll have you know, she saved one yesterday.
Well, she wasn't hungry?
I didn't ask her.
Yeah, started my descent.
Anyway, using Explain and the Zibo and SimBrief and electronic charts and IVAO, it's becoming really like professional training, almost. I mean, it's incredible. Coming from the flight simulation 25 years ago, it's incredible.
It definitely is. Okay, I've pressed my altitude intervention button to descend now, so it will go down at 1,000 foot until it latches onto the actual VNAV profile, and we'll just see what it does. Hello Andy, good morning. Ah, those frames that die like this, come on.
Now I'm going from Berlin to Vienna, and that one is going to be in the Zibo.
Excellent. What time is it on your side? Go.
It's 0423.
Ah. You're not tired?
Nah, man, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Okay. Thanks, George.
If my wife finds out how much I spend on a flight sim, that'll be sooner rather than later, but you know. By the way, I completely forgot about the language. I apologize. I, of course, meant no offense.
No worries.
I assume the greatest offense I said was the T word for Tolis.
No.
As long as you don't say Airbus, otherwise John really will be upset.
Did you say Airbus, Kevin?
The word that shall not
Did
be
you,
spoken.
Reggie?
Say what? Say what?
Are you guys familiar with the crash of Air France 447, the Airbus A330 into the ocean there?
Sounds familiar.
So it's one of these things where a lot of armchair quarterbacking went on, and everyone assumed it was because of pilot error and this and that. But long story short, air crew was flying it, and it was discovered that the co-pilot had the right stick held back, and he stalled the jet. And they were at 37,000 feet, and then went all the way from there to the ocean, right? But the issue had nothing to do with that. It was two things. Number one, they decided to fly into a thunderstorm system, and I mean system, like it was almost 116 miles long of some of the most intense thunderstorms you can have that coalesced into this region of, just bad weather. Everyone else decided to fly around it, and these boneheads decided to penetrate it. And so they're at 37,000 feet at cruise. They hit updrafts. They climb at almost 9,000 feet per minute. And anyone that flies these jets knows you can't climb at 9,000 feet per minute on the deck, much less loaded with fuel at 37,000 feet. That should have been clue number one, that they were in some bad stuff. Number two, they hit super cooled water, so they're at altitude and they get a huge amount of clear ice, including ice inside the pitot tubes and the static ports for the AOA vanes. So now the jet has no idea, about its inputs for airspeed or angle of attack, right? So the plane, as it pitches up, I say pitches up, as it is lifted up by that updraft, and all this stuff is going on at the same time, it enters what's called a deep stall, okay? And you can see this because after the updraft subsided, it starts going into this descent, but yet it still has positive AOA on the nose, and the pilots can't figure this out. The duty co-pilot had been flying the jet, and another co-pilot had taken over for the captain, who was back on his scheduled crew rest. The captain was summoned to the cockpit, and they can't figure out what's going on. They're like, what the, right? And so as they descend, and only at about 14,000 feet, the co-pilots say, I've had the stick back the whole time. But when you're in a deep stall, it doesn't matter, because none of the flight controls for elevator have any authority. They simply don't work. And the Airbus fly-by-wire system has no capability to recognize, much less get out of, a deep stall. So had it been a Boeing aircraft, they would have noticed the control inputs, because the yokes, they're sympathetic. If you see, the yoke moving, it's because the other, guy flying is moving it. Where the sticks on the Airbus, you don't get that. You know what I mean? There's no input or feedback rather either into the stick. So that's one of those design decisions with Airbus. But you know, everyone was so quick to blame the co-pilot, but a guy that was the CO of the test pilot school that I was in the Navy, and he was in before me. He was out when I was in, but he was there as a contract instructor. But he was the commander of the test pilot school there, and he had, you know, talked about this at length about it being a deep stall in the BEA, you know, the the enforcement authority and the investigation authority. It's like our NTSB, completely politicized his whole report and wanted to blame the pilot because they didn't want to go against Airbus or the pilots union.
Damn, that's not nice.
Completely terrible. But yeah, it's, you know, one of those things. Had it been a Boeing, it probably wouldn't have happened the same way. But they had about a minute and a half to both recognize that they were entering a deep stall and get out of it before they tried to recover. Because at that point they would have had to overspeed the aircraft to recover. And when you overspeed the aircraft, you know, things start flying off of it, like flight controls and, you know, sheet panels and things like that, right? So it was a bad situation. And once they were in fully developed deep stall, there was just, they weren't going to get out of it. Airbus would not let them.
Damn it. That's terrible. Yeah. Now I'm glad I like my Boeings.
That is one of the many reasons why I'm not a fan of some of the design decisions that Airbus has. You know, it's kind of like fly-by-wire, you know, at all. It makes a crappy pilot mediocre and a good pilot mediocre. You know what I mean? It restricts a good pilot and nannies a crappy one.
Tell me, did they ever fix the problem with those pitos freezing up and what have you to give the correct data? I'm sure they should have done that.
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's a problem because when they encounter super cooled air like that, there's not a whole lot they can do because it can freeze up faster than the system can thaw it out, right? And that was the meta problem with those particular systems. So I'm not sure exactly what action, if any, they took specific to that, because it was just one of those situations where really, and this is what should have been, you know, said up front in the report, they should not have flown into thunderstorms. Nobody does that. When you fly into thunderstorms, that is the absolute worst stuff of anything that you can see when you're flying. Bad turbulence, icing, you know, microbursts, you know, lightning, you name it. All the bad things you want to avoid as an aviator are present in a thunderstorm. So,
of course.
So, you know, no matter if they're flying Boeing or Airbus, if they just simply flown around it like everyone else did, they would have been in a much better situation tactically.
Gotcha.
Safe landing, Kevin.
Thank you, John.
Well, I'm almost at Paul's house. Paul, if you are there, I'll just wave.
Woohoo! Hello.
Hello. Hello, Mac, as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Guys, did you have the same effect as what I'm getting in the test flight this morning? Have a look at my screen there. It's jumping around tremendously. Those little green circles.
I had a bit of that.
Yeah. And the VNAV path seems to be obviously tied to that, so it's indecisive of where it wants to be, when it wants to be there.
Yeah, he found that it was a waypoint that he created that caused the problem in Sasso's case.
I didn't create anything. I literally just took what was given to me.
Pole Hill.
See. Oh, now I've messed up my magenta line. I just did the approach again. Okay, there you go. Now it's back. What's that discontinuity there? Yeah, this thing is jumping up and down, up and down. Super Grubby, good morning.
I can see what's causing it, Nico.
What way?
See at the bottom of your leg space there, it's flashing in and out as well.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. So it's like it can't fix onto to one of the places. There's a problem with one of the waypoints.
Because it's losing.
Seems like it
mileage,
cannot decide whether to go bypass or through it.
Yeah.
Now that would be interesting to see whether that's a feature of F2 or whether it was in F1 as well, Nico.
No, I didn't have issues like this in F1. It's only now this morning.
But we didn't fly into this airport, did we?
Yeah, true.
Could you, Nico, please try to change to 3000 sharp the waypoint before the one that's flashing?
I don't want to do it right now, Amar. I want to finish the test flight, then first speak to Zibo, then we can do tests and all. Because right now this is a stock standard flight plan. If we start changing things now, the next guy might not have the ability to do the same, Amar.
Okay.
Sorry. Damn it, I'm looking at Amar on the screen there. You know what I'm saying, Antonio? So.
Yeah.
Should have some nice scenery over the top of Leeds there, Kevin.
There is, eh? I can see Paul waving.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome, Super Groby. Yeah, it's amazing, man. This is such a huge team effort now. And poor Zibo is probably sleeping now because he's been working through the nights, a couple of nights now, to get all the updates to us.
I got my gear out early. You can see why 18,000 for the transition can make sense sometimes, because it was quite a big jump in altitude, which increased the descent slope.
Streaming the arrivals, Nico.
Thank you, Uncle John. That's the airport right there.
Approaching transition.
I've just broken through the cloud. It's quite low.
Oh yeah, there you are. I can see you. Sorry, that's Kevin landing. That's actually Kevin landing. U14. Kevin, we got you.
Just becoming established on the localizer.
And I'm down.
Excellent.
Transition level.
Just I was 10 miles about.
Runway vacated, Reggie.
Yeah, roger that.
Yeah, I don't want to be funny, but that's probably the problem there. Look at that huge bypass.
Yeah, but I think it's correct because I think it's supposed to be 200 knots more or less. So he is taking into account your actual speed at the moment. So I think the calculation is correct. Probably, I don't know. I don't know how the real FMC would behave.
It's getting there. It's still not perfect. That's the big story. It's getting there. Because it's bypassing 2 waypoints. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I go on heading select. I'll vector myself a little bit better.
Flaps 1 set.
Five miles out.
1000 to level off.
1000 to go.
Can you believe I forgot my cat today?
Welcome to Leeds, Kevin.
Thank you.
So Nico, it will be interesting to ask some real pilot what the magenta light would be like over speeding the procedure maximum speed, because probably would be something like that, I guess.
True, yes. The only issue is that Zibo needs to fix the VNAV and the speed restrictions, it seems still.
Yeah, definitely.
To go.
Very nice landing there,
Flaps
Reggie.
5 set.
To go.
Thanks, John. Runway vacated. Actually, I'm in a turnaround for a track back. I'll see if I
Yeah,
can...
you got plenty of room to backtrack, Reg.
1000 to go.
Okay, thank you.
I got lucky. Sorry if you guys maybe heard me chew once or twice there, but I tried to keep the mic off. My wife just gave me the best brunch ever. Almost lunch, eh?
So does that mean I've got to cancel your lunch here?
No, sir, I'm taking that in a doggy bag. I'm taking that for tonight.
I don't know, hamburger.
Right, runway vacated.
And thank you, Scotsman. Yeah, Let's see what we can do.
Localizer capture.
That's Barry over there, and I've got who's that? 28. That's Kiss, just behind me. Nice, nice.
Static aircraft here.
Right, I'll go around altitude is 3000, so that's all set.
Gentlemen, I'm going to take my
Flight
leave.
slope capture.
Okay, cool. Stay well. Thanks for dropping in.
I'll see you guys
Catch you later,
soon.
Carl.
Be safe.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Bye, Carl.
Flaps 15 set.
2500.
Right, so speed brakes armed, auto brake armed, seatbelts on.
Flaps 30 set.
Linda will do the lights.
You may well have to stay down the bottom, Nico, because there's two more behind you.
No problem.
Approaching.
Skymatix 01, clear to land, runway 32.
Thank you, sir.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude.
Taxi lights on.
Skymatix 076, clear to land number 2 once the runway is vacated. Skymatix 028, you're clear to land, you're number 3 once the runway is cleared.
Clear to land, number 3.
50.
Slowing down, sir, thanks.
30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked. Auto brake in use.
Very nice, Nico. I didn't get that drop onto the runway this time.
Yeah.
Nice landing, Nico.
60 knots.
Wow, I had to deflect
Yeah.
quite a bit on that wind, eh?
Brilliant landing. Nice one, sir.
Right, runway is vacated. Whoever needs to land, I'll wait here at the bottom. The bottom end of the runway.
Skymatix 076, number 1, clear to land, runway 32.
Right, thanks, Scotsman. Right, we shall park over here. Man, I'm thinking way back in history now. When we first started flying online together and we were using FS Cloud, we came and we flew here together. And a couple of the guys actually went and ended in the pub. It was great fun that evening.
Yeah, I think quite a few ended up in the pub.
Yeah. Look at that crab. Look at how that aircraft crabs. I mean, that wind is not playing with you, eh?
Skymatix 028, established on final.
Looks like 76 is going around.
Doesn't fancy going to the pub.
I think he's going to end up in the pub. Oh no, he's going. He's going. There you go, going around.
Skymatix 028, clear to land, number 1, runway 32.
Clear to land, Skymatix 021.
Okay, Steve, enjoy. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
She might as well do that while we wait. There you go, welcome.
Nice landing.
Beautiful landing.
After landing procedure completed.
Thank you.
Had a nice stop as well.
No problem, Barry. We're going to quickly taxi and then we'll wait and watch you come in. Just give it another shot.
Approaching 1.
Skymatix 01, clear to backtrack.
I hope so.
Flaps up. And set.
Runway vacated.
On runway 14, flaps, flaps.
Okay, Barry, that's fine. That's fine. You're welcome, my friend. We won't put you on the spot like that. That's okay. Have you ever seen so many ticks at one airport? Look at this.
Looks good.
Crawling all
I
over
thought they
the
made
place.
spray for ticks.
They took DDT off the market. It
Oh,
was harmful.
good.
That was a nice flight.
It was very enjoyable.
Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Did you take your screenshot, Uncle John?
I did, sir. Yes, thank you very much.
Shutdown procedure completed.
Thank you, Linda.
I see there's a Ryanair coming in now.
Nice. Okay, my landing rate for those keeping score, minus 211 per minute.
193 for me today.
Excellent. Well, guys, that's it for me then. You guys go have a nice rest of your day. We'll talk later when we do the group flight. From here, we're going to fly to Lowy. That's going to be interesting. I have not flown into Lowy in a long time. We'll have to see what happens, if we can make it. So we'll check you guys later. Enjoy whatever it is that you're going to do for the rest of the day, and stay safe.
Thanks for your company.
My pleasure, and yours too.
Yes, thank you.